On December 1, 1955, Rosa Parks became recognized as a national figure of strength and poise by refusing to give up her seat on the Montgomery bus in the struggle to end racial segregation. Rosa Louise McCauley was born on February 4, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama to Leona Edwards, a schoolteacher, and James McCauley, a carpenter. After her parents separated, Rosa, her mother, and her brother moved to a small town near Montgomery, Alabama, called Pine Level. From that point on, she grew up on her grandparents' farm. Rosa was homeschooled by her mother until the age of 11, when she started private school at the Industrial School for Girls in Montgomery. She had to attend private school because African Americans weren't allowed in public school. Throughout her childhood, Rosa was deeply affected by the Jim Crow laws that were enforced in the South. These laws segregated whites from African Americans in most aspects of their everyday lives. They couldn't use the same restrooms, drink from the same water fountain, go to the same school, or even sit on the same section of the bus. After dropping out of secondary school to look after her sick grandmother, Rosa got a job at a shirt factory in Montgomery. In 1932, Rosa met and married Raymond Parks at the age of 19. Raymond was a dynamic member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Rosa became involved in the Civil Rights Movement and joined the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP in 1943. She served as the secretary to E.D. Nixon, NAACP president, until 1957. On December 1, 1955, Rosa Parks became the mother of the Civil Rights Movement. By refusing to give up her bus seat to a white man, Parks was arrested and began what is now known as the Montgomery bus boycott. After a long day of work, Mrs. Parks was simply ready to go home. When she got on the bus, it was not her intention to get arrested, but when she was asked to move so a white man could sit down, she simply refused. Parks was represented in court by Fred Gray, an attorney, and NAACP President E.D. Nixon, and was released on a $100 bond. Parks' unexpected action lit a spark under the African American community, and on December 6, 1955, the day of Parks' court date, they began the Montgomery bus boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott was a boycott of all public transportation by the African American community. This boycott was a pre-planned movement that was just waiting on the right person to support. So when the well-respected Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat, the community was ready in full force. The boycott was led by the Women's Political Council and NAACP members such as Martin Luther King Jr. and E.D. Nixon. In 1957, with the help of her brother, Rosa Parks and her husband Raymond Parks moved to Detroit. From here, Rosa traveled to Boston, Massachusetts for work. It was in Boston where she was offered a job in Virginia as a hostess at the Holly Tree Inn, watching over 4 women and cleaning their rooms. After working in Virginia, Rosa decided to move back to Detroit because she hated being away from her mother and husband. Rosa continued to travel and speak about the boycott and the Civil Rights Movement and soon began attending Southern Christian leadership conferences. In March of 1965, Rosa Parks was a part of the March on Washington from Selma, Alabama. In 1976, Detroit renamed 12th Avenue to Rosa Parks Boulevard. The following year, Rosa's husband Raymond passed away from cancer, and 3 months later she lost her brother Sylvester, also to cancer. In 1987, Rosa founded the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development. It offers programs for the youth to have hope for the future. In 1996, Rosa Parks was presented the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Clinton. She was also presented with the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. In honor of Rosa Parks, a museum and library were opened in Montgomery, Alabama in 2000. On February 27, 2013, the U.S. Capitol revealed a bronze statue of Rosa Parks, the mother of the Civil Rights Movement. In 2004, Rosa was diagnosed with progressive dementia and died the following year on October 24, 2005. 3 days after Rosa's death, all of the city buses in Montgomery and Detroit reserved their front seats with black ribbons in her honor. Rosa Parks' quiet but courageous act was a pivotal point in the fight for racial equality. She remains a symbol of strength and poise to every American, black and white.